Ed from Voyage Adventure Vans here. In this video I'm going to demonstrate our made-to-measure rear thermal blinds. We will look at the benefits of fitting them, the pros and cons of different fitting methods, and we'll also look at the options for fly nets, etc. I'd like to point out as well that these are handmade in our workshops by Nick, our upholsterer. We try to keep turnaround to approximately a week, but of course our workload can mean lead times are a little bit longer. Just going to show you two methods for fixing our made-to-measure rear insulated blinds. So what we've got is a curtain or a blind that's going to sit in the back of the van and insulate the rear doors. You can have them half length, full length. I would suggest probably half length, and then having either just insulation or insulation plus a fly net. My own choice is not to have a fly net because I'm not bothering with anything at the back, and if there's midges around then they're going to get in through any small gap, and there's a massive gap here. So for us it's just about insulation and privacy when the back doors are open. The way we've set this van up, we've got poppers, so these are screwed in. There's a reasonable chance when you're screwing these in that you could hit the wiring loom. It has to be said, it's only fair to give a warning of that. We personally, when we line the vans, when we insulate them, we make sure the wiring loom is pushed out of the way with the insulation. However, if you haven't done that, then I would suggest maybe a Velcro fixing is better. Same curtain, same pattern, but with the flap here Velcroed on. Now, if you've got a carpeted van like we have here, as long as you've got a decent adhesion between your carpet and the wall, like I can grab the fluff on this carpet and pull it and it's not going to come off. If you grab that and pull it, then whoever carpeted it didn't do a very good job with the glue, and I wouldn't suggest going for a Velcro method. The issue you've got using Velcro against this carpet is that it's pretty much a one-time fit. Once you've put it on, it's not coming off easily, and it's going to pull the fluff away from the carpet. If it's not glued very well, it's actually going to pull the carpet off the wall. The other alternative is obviously if you haven't carpeted and you've got bare metal or you've got wood, then you could put the corresponding self-adhesive Velcro strip all around the edge and then Velcro straight onto that, and that's an easy fix. I'm basically going to attach this one that we've already screwed the poppers on for and show you that method. The other downside to actually screwing the poppers in is that you obviously want to use decent stainless steel fixings. They're designed for boats and things like that, which are fiberglass. So these poppers, when you screw them in, they've got stainless steel screw, which in a lot of places you've got double skin, and there is a danger that you'll snap a screw as well. If you over drill the hole, then it won't grip, and if you under drill it, it's quite easy to snap the head on the screw, but you've also only got one chance of getting that in the right spot. If you snap a screw, you've basically, you can't really move it up or down. You've got to move it to the side by about 2 mil. So it's just okay, but you don't want to be snapping screws. So that's another reason why I would suggest Velcro is the way to go forward with a DIY fitment. I mean, we snapped a couple of screws on this when we fitted it, so I'm saying that from experience. Let's go ahead, put the poppered one on. If you were fitting this to your own van with poppers, and we supplied it with the poppers, then what you would do is find the central popper, find the central position on your van roof, which isn't exactly between these, so just bear that in mind. They're not central, so that's the center point. So what we would do when we were fitting it is drill the center popper and then put that on, and then what we would do is basically mark where the next one is, drill it, and then we would just follow a straight line around, starting about 10 mil from this edge and then just going down till we end up about 30 mil from this edge. So we're just trying to follow a straight line. But we've obviously done all of them, and the way we've fitted this is that there's a flap which is going to return to the inside of the van, and then that'll put the curtain right up against the back door. So that's our first one. Obviously our second one is there, and then we're just going to carry on around the van, fitting them. You've now got an insulated rear screen, which you can roll up during the day. But if you're in the van for ourselves, the way we would use the van typically is that we'd end up in a wild camping spot. So let's call it a car park. It could easily be a car park. I want to get up, take some photos or go for an early surf. Jackie's still in bed. The last thing she wants me doing is opening these doors while she's still on the bed there, and I'm trying to get stuff out of the boot. At least now she's got privacy in there and I can carry on and do that, and the back end of the van isn't completely freezing. The other benefit is obviously if you open these doors and it's raining, then your bedding isn't getting wet, which is another downside to obviously having, a van with barn doors instead of a tailgate. If it was a tailgate, obviously you can't get them on a crafter or a man. But if it was a tailgate, then that would stop the rain coming in for a bit. So that's the fitting of the poppered version. Now, I would have been okay with this in my van. However, the more of these that we've sold to people, the more I'm inclined to suggest that Velcro is the way to go. So what we've done, we've made a Velcro one for my van. Now I'm going to try and fit it without taking the poppers out, just because I don't want to leave a lot of small holes. So I'm going to try and fit it, leave the poppers in. I don't think they're going to show through. But if they do, well, we might have to deal with that later. So for the purposes of taking this off, we're just going to take this down, and then I'll show you how I would fit a custom made blind supplied by ourselves with Velcro on it. Now, the biggest issue that we've got with fitting one of these, whether it's poppers or Velcro, is line up. And with the poppers you get one choice, because once you've drilled it, then that's where it is. So you've got to line each one up as you go, starting at the centre point. What you don't want is for it to end up sloping one way or the other. What we've done, basically, there's the hook Velcro, which is the black, and what you can see in white is the loop Velcro, which is actually just stuck over the top, leaving some small gaps. The idea being that will allow me to position it and work out where it is exactly right with just a few small contact patches. Then so if I do have to move it, then there won't be much Velcro holding it in place. Once you've got 10 foot of Velcro holding it in place, it really isn't going anywhere quickly. So what I'm going to do is work out my centre point. Had I thought about this a bit more, I would have actually put a gap at the centre point, but we can deal with that. So that's my inside, and the flap is going to go that way. Nick has put the strap in the central position, I'm sure, but I am just going to double check. So that strap looks like it's in the central position. So I'm just going to hold that up against the top. And I'm basically allowing this point of contact here. And then I'm just going to go to the next point of contact, which is there, there, and before I get any further, I'm actually just going to see where that's hanging now. I'm going to say that's quite level. There might be a couple of mil out, but I'm just being realistic here as to how this is going to go in. So that's the driver's side. That looks quite good so far. I've just done that in one take. I'm being probably overly critical. Obviously my mattress here is pushing this out, so it's raising up in the middle a little bit. That's fine, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. This side is probably 5 mil lower than that side. Can I do something about it? Yes, probably. As I fix this in place, I can just move it that way by a couple of mil. I don't think it'll make a great deal of difference, and I think I'd be happy with that. So as a fitment, then that's going to work for me. So now what I'm going to do is basically start peeling off the back of this Velcro. So I'm going to take the white Velcro off, which is the fluffy side, or the loop, and I'm going to allow the hook side to come into contact properly with the carpet, and at that point there is almost no going back. So I'm going to unzip this to do this side. Probably it would be sensible to take the mattress out, but I'm not doing that. On this top edge, I'm trying to keep right on the edge of the corner, and then as I've gone down here, I've gone from sort of this corner, and I've just tried to sort of take a straight line and come out to almost to the door rubber in this far corner. That's now fitted. I'm going to put the bed right to the bottom. And then zip these up. So that's level, obviously, albeit bar it pulling up a little bit in the middle, but that's due to my bed pushing that out. So anything you do into this is obviously generally better done from the inside, which is where you would be. You may be on the bed and you want to roll it up if you wanted to see out of back windows or something like that. Obviously on this van now we can just zip that to the top. I've had a couple of discussions with customers with regard to whether poppers are the best way to go. I think the fitting is a little bit better with Velcro. However, if you want to ever take the thing completely out, then you need to go poppers. If I take that out now, it's going to leave a 2-inch line of fluffy carpet, which is going to need trimming back with, you know, some kind of a shaver or a pair of scissors. I always call it giving the carpet a haircut. But the reality is, because you can roll it up, there's no need to take it out in the summer or any time of the year. So personally, I would probably just leave it in and use it for privacy purposes in the summer, and then insulation and privacy in the winter. But because we make them custom made to order, every one that we make is to a specific drop. We can include a flynet in the upper section if you want. We can put a section under the bed which can Velcro on or popper on. As long as we've got the dimensions, then we can make it any size you want. We've got patterns for the Man and the Crafter, and we've got patterns for the Ducato Boxer Relay. Both those style of vans, we can basically make what you need for it.